Well, the auction is all done and dusted with some really exciting shakeups happening, and the big highlights includes Deepak shines once again as he rejoins CSK with a humongous amount, and Mumbai Indians were on a mission to get Ishan Kishan, and their Shreyas Iyer also bags KKR's contract, and their Faf du Plessis joins RCB. Maybe the future captain, we shall find out. And it's pretty obvious to say that this particular edition of IPL auction belonged to the bowlers, so it was surely an bowler's day out. So let's do SWOT analysis of some teams, weakness, strengths, and all. So make sure you check this out, and let's try and rate them. Well, hello guys, welcome back to my channel and to the Crick-Kit video. So the IPL mega auction has all been done now, which took place in Bangalore in a 2-day schedule. So there's a lot to talk over. Well, this was specifically an bowlers special auction because it was dedicated to the bowlers. So it was surely in bowlers day out, whether it's Indian or overseas. Bowlers bagged an amazingly big amount, and young players as always have become millionaires, and tried and tested T20 hands were also heavily bid for, and also with some strange unplugged surprises like Quinton de Kock goes for only 6 CR whereas Nicholas Puran goes for 10 plus CR. So it's a bit strange that franchisees have preferred name and fame over temperament, and also with some big names going unsold. So this particular auction was fully and dynamic one. So before deep diving into SWOT analysis of some teams, let's see some trends which specifically followed this edition of auction. So we're already coming off two new IPL teams, Ahmedabad Super Giants and Gujarat Titans. It's no longer a 8-team tournament, and now it's a 10-team tournament. So let's see a future perspective. 10-team IPL, maybe 5 overseas players, something that we need to think about, because in this auction we have realized that we have not that sufficient resources to compete in a 10-team tournament. So that will be an eye-to-eye thing that BCCI need to think on it. So coming to trend number 1, bowlers were on a huge demand, and I'm happy because it's a myth that T20 may be a format known for 6s and 4s, but it's actually the bowlers that win you matches, and wickets at regular intervals is the most trusted strategy to curtail the flow of runs and win you matches, and for that you need quality bowlers. So that's what we saw, whether it's Deepak Chahar, Avesh Khan, Pat Cummins, Lockie Ferguson, Kagiso Rabada, Josh Hazelwood, Prasidh Krishna, so you name it, yaar. So bowlers were on a huge demand in this particular auction. Secondly, it was an outstanding day for the Indian batsmen. I mean, they just aced the auctions, and it feels great actually when your own players get the deserving value despite competing with some big English names. Whether it's Mumbai Indians were determined to get back Ishan Kishan, whatever the amount is, they didn't care, and their Shreyas Iyer also made a tug of war with 3-4 franchises competing on his name. Manish Pandey, Robin Uthappa, Shah Rukh Khan, Devdutt Padikkal. So I mean, they just outsparrowed their worth, and it feels great that they are proving to be the match winners for each of the franchises. Thirdly, multifaceted players earned very big, like Jason Holder, Harshal Patel, Purple Patel, whatever you call him, and entered as an all-rounder, and even Deepak Chahar earned 14 crores as an came back as an all-rounder, and even Vanendu Hasaranga earned 10 crore. I mean, more than Uzi, yaar. So just think about it. And the simple thing is that if you are too skill kind of player, suddenly you have too many takers in the market. Fourthly, no takers for Mr. IPL Suresh Raina. I mean, he's just 35 and failing to own a single IPL contract, whereas Shane Watson, Imran Tahir play IPL till the age of 13 and 40. So I'm not questioning their ability or talent, but just sharing my thought that do we even value our own Indian stars, because he is not just a simple Indian. He is one of the highest run getter of this tournament. Suresh Raina, the tag Mr. IPL, we haven't given him as a formality. He earned that. So someone like Suresh Raina failing in plans for 10 IPL teams is just beyond my thinking. CSK could have retained him as a mark of respect, but changing time. Even Amit Mishra, the highest wicket taker of this tournament, goes unsold. So yes, changing times. One of the greats, Amit Mishra and Suresh Raina, gets unsold. So now quickly throw some spotlight on some big major buys in this auction. Talking about the first player, Quinton de Kock has been sold to Lucknow Super Giants for just 6.25 CRs, and I thought he would have crossed 10 plus crore mark, but just because the way he plays, such a high voltage player he is. And now just imagine from one end KL Rahul opening the batting lineup, and from another Quinton de Kock opening the lineup. The left and right hand combination just sets the bar for you. The explosive opening combination you could ever have. So Lucknow Super Giants have built a champion side once again, and Quinton below 10 CR, that's a steal deal for Lucknow Super Giants. Another player, someone who was in talks with various franchises to join him, and there was a lot happening with him in earlier few time, with being ruled out as a captain and failing to even support his team from dugout, and then being the man of the tournament in the last edition of T20I World Cup. Many of you have got it right. I'm talking about David Explosive Warner. He goes to Delhi Capitals for 6.25 CR. Here only he started his IPL journey, and frankly speaking, here only it can get all over. Life has come all full circle for David Warner, and Warner is a star player, a bank of 500 to 600 runs in most of the seasons of IPL, and at just 6 crore. So that's a stellar buy for them. And I'm imagining from one end Prithvi Shaw opening the lineup and accompanied by David Warner. What a powerful dynamic combination duo this Delhi looks like, and this will be doing wonders. So the calming presence of MS Dhoni, only strength is freed from the captaincy. Virat Kohli will be itching to score. Explosive buy for RCB.